Hi everyone, hope you all are good. We are here for grade 1 math. You can find all the lessons on aplusstudents.com. You have to log in there using your email address and password is provided by the administrator. Then you have to select math from the subject tab. Scroll down to grade 1 and then click on view all lessons. So there you can find a list of the chapters. We're going to start with the chapter probability and statistics. Please make sure you have your notebook and pencil so that you can note down the important examples and definitions as well. So let's just start with the lesson probability and statistics. Here I am on grade 1 math. The chapter we are on right now is probability and statistics. Judy, I can see your messages. You can please write message once only. So here I am on grade 1 math. The chapter we are going to start with is probability and statistics. Let's just start with the very first lesson, that is more, less, or equally likely. Let's just start with the first lesson. Okay, the first example is, on which color is the spinner more likely to land? So just look at the spinner carefully, right? The spinner has two colors, the yellow and the blue, right? Most of the part of the spinner is yellow and most of the portion of the spinner is blue and the small portion is yellow, right? So more spinner is blue than yellow, isn't it? So then the spinner is more likely to land on blue because most of the portion is blue, right? So that's why it will more likely to land on blue. Got it? The spinner is more likely to land on blue. Okay, just look at the next example. On which color is the spinner more likely to land, right? So the spinner has two portions again. One of them is yellow and the other is blue, right? So the most of the portion on the spinner is blue, right? A small portion is yellow. So the spinner is more likely to land on blue. Got it? Just look at the other example. On which color is the spinner more likely to land? So just look at the spinner. You have two colors here, blue and pink, right? So more of the spinner is blue, right? A very small portion is pink. That means the spinner is more likely to land on blue, right? Let's just start with the test questions. On which color is the spinner more likely to land? So, which is the correct option? Just look at the spinner carefully, right? The spinner has two portions, green and blue. The more spinner is green than blue, right? Green has more portion than blue. That means there are more chances it will land on green. How blue? It will more likely to land on the portion that has more. The correct option is green because more portion is green than blue. So the correct option is green. Option number two is the correct option, not blue, green it is. On which color is the spinner more likely to land? So which is the correct option? Samuel, in which grade you are? So just look at the spinner carefully, right? Blue color and yellow color. And more spinner is blue than yellow, isn't it? So that means the spinner will more likely to land on blue. Got it? Yes, very good. The correct option is blue. Option number one is the correct option. On which color is the spinner less likely to land? So which is the correct option? Pen, pink. Now you have to see the less likely to land, right? So the spinner has two portions, the pink and the green, right? Now you have to see less likely to land, right? So less likely to land, it will less likely to land on the color that has a very small portion. Got it? So most of the spinner is pink, a very small portion is green. So it will less likely to land on green because green has very small portion. So very less chances it will land on green. Got it? The correct option is green. Spinner will less likely to land on green. Option number two is the correct option. Got it? On which color is the spinner more likely to land? So which is the correct option? Now you have to see more likely. Understand the question first, then answer, right? More likely now it is. So it will more likely to land on the color that has more portion. So which color is more? Understand the question, then answer. Please do not answer right away. The more portion is pink. The more portion it is. The more portion is pink, so it will more likely to land on pink. Why don't you understand the question and then keep answering? First, you have to understand the question, then you have to answer. This time, the question is on which color is the spinner more likely to land, right? And all of you are answering green. How? Most of the portion of the spinner is pink, so it will more likely to land on pink. The correct option is pink. First, understand the question and then answer. Please do not answer right away. On which color is the spinner more likely to land? Now you have to see more likely to land. So, which is the correct option? Here, the most portion on the spinner is blue, right? So, it will more likely to land on blue. The correct option is blue. The correct option is blue because most of the portion on the spinner is blue, so it will more likely to land on blue. So, the important thing here to keep in your mind is the color that has the more portion on the spinner is more likely to land, right? Okay, the next one is on which color is the spinner less likely to land. So, which is the correct option? Yes, now this time the spinner has a very small green portion, right? So, it will land on green. The correct option is green. Very good. On which color is the spinner more likely to land? Yellow or green? Which is the correct option? Now the question is more likely to land. Obviously, the one that has the more portion, it will land. So green color is the more, so it will more likely to land on green because you don't understand the question, you just answer right away. That's why you got wrong answer. The correct option is green. On which color is the spinner more likely to land? Which is the correct option? Yes, it will more likely to land on blue because more of most portion on the spinner is blue. On which color is the spinner less likely to land? So which is the correct option? Less likely to land on blue. The correct option is blue. On which color is the spinner more likely to land? So which is the correct option? Yes, more likely to land on yellow. The correct option is yellow. On which color is the spinner less likely to land? So which is the correct option? Yes, less likely to land on blue. The correct option is blue. Okay, we are done with the lesson. So the important thing is, let me explain once again. The one that has the more portion on the spinner, right? It will be the color on which the spinner is more likely to land, right? And the one that has the small portion on the spinner, that is the one where there are there is less likely to land. Got it? Let's just start with the next question, next lesson. The next lesson is certain, probable, unlikely, and impossible. Okay, start with the first example. How likely is that the spinner will land on blue space? So just look at the spinner carefully, right? Do you see any blue space on the spinner? There is no blue space on the spinner, so it is impossible that it will land on blue because you don't have any blue portion here. So how it will land on blue, right? So that means that is impossible it will land on blue. Okay, good. The correct option is impossible, right? Because you have no blue portion. How likely is it that the spinner will land on a green space? Which is the correct option? Do you have any green? No. So it is impossible for the spinner to land on green. The correct option is impossible. It's okay if this is easy, we still have to cover. How likely is that the spinner will land on pink space, right? Okay, let's see how many portions the spinner has. Total portions, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The spinner has total 10 portions, right? The pink one are 4 and 6 of them are orange, yellow. So you have green portion, more yellow portions than pink, right? That means it is unlikely because you have less pink portions, so there are less chances it will land on pink, so that is unlikely. The correct option is unlikely. Unlikely it is. Let's just start with the test questions. Can you guys please stop writing messages? Just write one answer for one question. Otherwise, I'm going to block you all from chatting. How likely is that the spinner will land on a blue space? How likely is that the spinner will land on a blue space, which is the correct option? Impossible it is because you have no blue portion on the spinner, right? So then how it will land on blue? The correct option is impossible. How likely is that the spinner will land on a Yellow space, which is the correct option. The spinner has total 10 portions, right? Four of the portions are green and six of them are yellow. That means the spinner has more yellow portion than green, right? So that means it is probable it will land on yellow space. Probable it is. The correct option is probable. How likely is it that the spinner will land on a pink space? Which is the correct option? Unlikely it is, right? Because you have less pink space than yellow. So it will less likely to land, unlikely to land on pink. Got it? Yes, it is. For pink, it is unlikely because the one that has the smaller portion is unlikely, the one with the greater portion is probable. How likely is that the spinner will land on a green space? Which is the correct option? All the portions on the spinner are green, right? So it will certainly land on green, right? The correct option is certain. Because all the portions are green, so whenever you spin the spinner, it will certainly land on green, right? How likely is that the spinner will land on a blue space? Which is the correct option? Impossible. Very good. Because you have no space blue here, right? So how it will land on blue then? Yes, impossible. It is very good. How likely is it that the spinner will land on a pink space? Why unlikely? Most of the portions are pink on the spinner. So how it is unlikely then? Most of the portion of the spinner is pink. So it is probable it will land on pink. The correct option is probable it is. Probabilities. The correct option is probable. How likely is that the spinner will land on a green space? The correct option is yes, impossible it is because no space here is green. So the correct option is impossible. How likely is it that a spinner will land on a pink space? The correct option is certainly it will land on pink, right? Because all of the portions on the spinner are pink, so it will certainly land on pink. The correct option is certain. Okay, we are done with the lesson. Let's just move. Okay. Okay, the next lesson is mod and range. Let's just start with the next lesson. So let's just start with the lesson. So, what is the mod value? Okay, the first example is what is the range, right? Okay, range is whenever you need to calculate the range, you need to find two things from the given data, right? You have to find the greatest number in the data, right? So the greatest number in the given data is 8 is the greatest number, right? And then you have to find the least number, the smallest number. The smallest number in the data is 2. So basically, range is the difference between the greatest number and the least number in the given data. Got it? So the greatest is 8, the least is 2. So 8 take away 2 is 6. Got it? Let's just start with the test questions. What is the mod? So now we're going to learn what is the mod. Mod is the number that appears the most of the time in the given data. Just look at the data: 5, 6, 6, 6, 5, 7, 6, and 5, right? So if you look at the data carefully, you can see 6 appears 4 time in the given data, right? Not because 6, you can see the 6 4 times in the given data. So 6 is the mod value, right? The number that appears the most of the time in the data is the mod. The correct option is 6. What is the range? Okay, whenever you need to calculate the range, find the largest number from the data. So the largest one is 7. And then you need to find the least one in the given data. So the least number is 1. So range is the difference between the largest number and the least number. So you have to do 7 minus 6 and 7. 7 minus 1 and 7 minus 1 equals 6. So the range of the data is 6. Got it? Correct option is 6. What is the range? Sorry, what is the mod? Which is the correct option? Which number you can see most of the time? Mod is the number that appears the most of the time in the given data, right? So you can see 1 appears 3 times in the data. So the mod is 1. The correct option is 1. Got it? What is the range? Range is the difference between the largest number and the least one. The largest number is 10 and the least one is 2. So 10 take away 2 is 8. The range of the given data is 8. It is. What is the mod? Which number you can see most of the time? Yes, you can see 2, 3 times in the data, right? So that means the mod is 2. Got it? Yes, the mod of the data is 2. What is the range? Which is the correct option? That is 10 minus 1. The correct option is 9. 9 it is. What is the range? Which is the correct option? That is 10 minus 5. So the correct option is 5. The range is 5. What is the mod? The mod is 10, right? 10 is the number you can see most of the time in the given data. So mod is 10. What is the mod? Which is the correct option? Yes, the correct option is 6. 6 is the number you can see most of the time in the given data. So the mod is 6. What is the range? The range is 9 minus 0, right? And 9 minus 0 is 9. So the range is 9. Yes, it is 9. Very good. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. So we were working on grade 1 math. The chapter we're working on is probability and statistics. And the lessons we have covered today are more, less, and equally likely, certain, probable, unlikely, and impossible, mod, and range, right? So please make sure before the next session you can complete all the practice questions for the lessons we did today. That is your homework until next session, right? So if you need more help with any of the lesson, you can contact any tutor on the Skype. They are available from Monday to Friday 5 to 9. Or either you can join me in the interactive session that would be daily from 4 to 5 and from 9 to 10, right? So if you have any questions related to the lesson we have just finished, you can please ask. I'm here to answer all your questions and confusions if you have any. No questions? Okay, then that's all for today. See you in the next session. Bye everyone.